Hey everybody, how's it going? Stephanie Ani, artist here in Concord, California. It's a hot one out there today. My apartment is sweltering, but it makes too much noise if I turn on the air conditioner. So, I'm just powering through this introduction. Just got home from work a little bit ago. Went to the grocery store, all that fun stuff. Not so much. And I want to get this video up and out to you to show you the final CityScape. I got her done. After months of work, I finally have her completed to where I am mostly 99% happy with it. I'm sure there'll be little tweaks here and there that I do, but for the most part, I am very thrilled with how it's come out. I cannot show you this sitting down. I can't quite open up and show you everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reposition the camera. I'm going to go through and flip through every single page, let you see it all, but I'm going to put that at the end of the video. So this this final section is me painting basically all the highlights in the trees and just the little extra touches that I really felt it needed to create the dimension that I wanted within the piece. And you of course do not have to do this. This is my insanity. You don't have to make it yours. Okay everybody, thank you so much for watching, and as always, please like and subscribe. It helps me so much. I really need to get those subscription numbers up. And also, please leave me comments. I love hearing from everybody who watches. Thank you so much for your support, and let me know what you think. And okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you reset up, and then I'm going to put the whole video together, which is like 5 hours of footage. So I'll fast forward you through it all again, and then hopefully I'll get this posted by tomorrow morning. That's the plan. All right, everybody, have a great day. Enjoy. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. I had to take a break from the book because I had a show. I am working on getting some of those pieces on YouTube. I did a Gustav Klimt piece that sold, and also a mother and child piece that is available still. This little piece had come up. I took my book with me. I tried not to let too many people touch it. But, you know, just let people know what I make. Alright, we are working on the cityscape still. And, we've got to be getting close, right? Got to be almost there. Okay, come on. Why isn't that page opening? Ooh. Stickiness. Alright. If I remember correctly, I was just kind of right down here. Done some stabiloing on this. I just kind of need to... This is going to be, I hope, I only have a half hour before I have to start getting ready for work, so this is not going to be a very in-depth video here, but hopefully we're down to the last of it. Okay, that brush did not work. Oh, sorry everybody. Hopefully you're still in view. Should probably check that. Again, Stabilo is water-soluble graphite. What a lovely texture it gives us, right? I prefer to be very controlled with my Stabilo. Some people do not like that method. I think you have to kind of experiment and find out for yourself what works best. Personally, this works best for me. And we're going to darken down back here. So I'm going to put more paper on. I am all out of deli sheets. I think I'm pretty darn close. I think I still have some more adjusting of colors to do on this guy, but I'm going to do that with paint. Just bringing in just my super highlights like I have on the first pages. This tree here, let's bring that guy forward, this guy forward. My little bicycler dude, he's pretty cool. Bring him forward. Alright, how do I want to deal with this? Let's see. I don't want to do all of it because I don't think it all... Yeah, we're just trying to give it a little extra definition. We are not trying to make everything have an outline here. but if we can make a little extra shadow bits and such, that's great. This is all done. It's so, it's you know, it has so many layers of paper on it. It's really an interesting texture. This is a little bizarre little piece right there, but I like it. You know, it's just, it's unique. And, you know, the cathedrals, though, are so amazing. As I was traveling this summer, they really did influence me a lot. And I've always liked that Gothic construction. So I like having, you know, something being just a little bit different in there. Boston was a beautiful city. Really interesting. And New York also, of course. But Boston, I think, had more older buildings mixed in with, you know, brand new skyscrapers. Really interesting place. A lot of history, of course. I love history. It's part of why I really enjoy my vintage images so much, is that, you know, even just looking for the images on the internet, I get to go through and, you know, just see all these different people across time. I love that. I'm a history buff. Not enough to sit down and, you know, I watch a lot of, I love historical novels, although I haven't read one for a while. They can be a little bit deep. And I love historical movies, of course. I keep wanting to dip this in my coffee. Last of the Mohicans. What a great show that was. Daniel Day-Lewis. Oh, he was so beautiful in that movie. Okay, my alarm just went off. I kicked you off. Of course. As it does. That's my late alarm, just in case. My 7:30 alarm. I've been not doing much art this week. I've just been kind of recovering from the push that I had last week for the show, and then the 24 hours basically that I was at the show, and then going back to work full-time this week. Makes for a tired girl. Very tired. And, you know, it's okay to take a little bit of a break. But I end up missing things. I end up missing making stuff. And since this puppy is so close, I need to get this one finished up and get it into stamping tin. Alrighty. It's just water. I just use water to wet the brush. Try not to use too much water. You get it too goopy, it just takes it all away. Makes it just a smeary black mess. Which I don't care for very much. I like grungy, yes, but I want to keep my edges sharp when I want them sharp. This is a hard angle to do this at. I'm having a little bit of difficulty keeping that bright, but it's okay. It's good. House needs to kind of be a little bit more cohesive anyway, and sometimes the grunging makes it more cohesive, I think. The little trees in there got kind of lost, didn't they? This house is taking so much work. Okay, my little rider guy has kind of gotten lost over here, hasn't he? Alright. So I think it's time for final touch-ups. What time is it? Let's see, my alarm just went off, so it's 7:30. Alright, I do not want to do too much extra painting of this, because I don't want to screw it up, for one. But I do want to go in and just add some highlights. I have a Mod Podge here. I can't believe I'm almost done with this guy. I think I will leave this fabric just kind of as is. It looks a little dirty there, but of course that's due to the Stabilo. It does that. I wonder if I can clean that up just a little bit. This is, you know, kind of my final run through here of this guy to see if it looks, you know, exactly as I want it to look. I don't know how many hours I've spent on this. I honestly have no idea. I know that each video has usually at least 2 to 3 hours of footage on it that I try to condense. That 2 or 3 hours of footage times how many? I'll have 12 videos, or 13 videos altogether on this. Of course, I think some of the first ones were really short, where I was just showing the building process. Okay, just clean that up. Looks like I did. I've got my highlights in here. Where are my watercolor pens? Oh, they are. When I had to start making other canvases and such, I really had to put, you know, all my book tools away, make space, and just, you know, go at it for a strong week. Okay. I want that to be as bright as possible. So I'm taking this yellow through that Stabilo, and of course it is changing the color of the yellow paint pen. Always try to be aware of what your mediums are doing to each other. And not only how it's going to go down, but how it will react with the next piece. or the product that you used prior. Here, and just doing a quick little run of color in here. Getting the definition back, pushing that stabilo that might be on top of here out of the way. Bringing back in that highlight, as we know. If you've been watching these videos, I have my light source is coming from here. I see this as being kind of a twilight time. Right before the sun's going down. Let's get a little color. These things are just catching the last of the rays of the sunlight. Watch how you're dragging. Watch what direction you're dragging your finger across. If you go this way and you have wet stabilo, that wet stabilo will just smear right across. You don't want smears. Trying to be as controlled as possible. I mean, that's how I am, at least. I care if it doesn't work out right, doesn't look right, I'm going to redo it. So some people are okay with not doing that, not being conscious of that. So that's, everybody has their own style, and I am one of those people that I'm very cautious and careful about my buildings. But you do whatever makes you happy, you know? There's no reason why anybody should take this long a time on an altered book or an art journal, except for the fact that you want to see what you can produce, you know? For me, this is just like, wow, look what I did. It kind of surprises me. I didn't realize I could do this like this. I didn't know I was going to come up with this. And I love it. And I feel a great deal of pride about it. Of course. Okay, let me get going here. I got a little bit shaky hand this morning. And a little bit of water. These are watercolor pencils. Remember, your stabilo's under there. Okay. And this seems to be absorbing the paint really quickly, which to me means that there was not enough Mod Podge over the top to protect that paper. Alright, let's get this guy here. Why am I being so careful with this? Oh, I put all this work in it. Why wouldn't I want it to be as perfect as I can make it? Right? As you may know, these are my Arteza watercolor pencils or pens. This was a basic set of 12. I think it's pretty cheap. Here at Amazon, I think I got it. Very excellent tool. One I think you should have in your toolbox. Learn how to use. They do great for shading, for defining. You get a very nice sharp point with them. You can also blend them out, make very soft colors, which I like. Now, I purposely laid the pen down a little bit flatter there because I wanted to show more of an eave under there, and we're just going to take this whole inside down as far as color because it's an open garage door. Carriage house door. Pulling this here. Got a little smudgy right there, didn't it? See if we can just move that out of the way a little bit. Nope. Okay, a little definition here. That'll be good. Little guy. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. I'm kind of scared about going and bringing in paint again. This is some mica ink, so I think with this it'll be just fine. This is expensive paint. This is pretty cool stuff. This is golden interference gold, which is very transparent color. This is the green blue, which I will use for my vegetation. Sorry. Here's blue, interference blue. As you can see, it is pulling up that mica spray from underneath. I think that'll be just fine. I think that'll actually be good. This stuff is $25 a tube. And I've got a little bit of gold paint here. Ooh, a lot of gold paint. This is Artist Touch acrylic gold. Okay, I don't want to overdo this, and I might make myself stop. All right, I'm grabbing this brush and grabbing. That one's not a fine point. I'm looking for one of my fine pointers. This guy's a good one. Detail brushes. Oh, that guy's a little tiny guy. And yes, I am chewing on the end of my paintbrush to see how fine of a tip it can get. A fine tip is going to be important with this process. I do not want a lot of paint, but I do want to bring it. Okay, so let's see what it's doing with that mica. Ooh, perfect. I'm just trying to add a little sparkle into the trees. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm thinking of tree shapes while I'm doing it. It's a very dry brush. Very dry. Oop, sorry. Super dry. Not a lot of paint on it. I'm just putting just little touches here and there. Let's get a little bit of blue in there. That's the green. A little bit of blue in there. Very dry brush again. Nice. That's the blue. So shadows have highlights and lowlights within them, which I was in art school when I realized that. I was walking around taking a hike with a friend, and we're looking at everything with artist's eyes and seeing, you know, what the colors are. And if you look at leaves in shadows, they're this beautiful blue color, and they truly are blue. But not only that, but the blue has blues and purples actually. The blue has a light blue, a medium blue, and a dark blue. And this is where I first got to realize that shadows have highlights and lowlights, and just like normal colors, you know, in daylight. Everything has highlights and lowlights. That's how we create dimension in our two-dimensional world, right? I think I'm gonna make these little guys stand up. So since I've used interference in the deli sheets already when I made them, it doesn't seem that out of place to add just that little bit of shimmer. And I think that's where I want to stop. Except I want to come over here into this water. I definitely want to pick up a little bit of that blue mica spray. It's dried mica spray. And let's just pull some over here. Oops. Can you see what I'm doing? Thinking I want a finer brush for this one. Look at how beautiful that color is. Gorgeous. I'll cover up all the work that you have under there. Bring a bit of the gold back in. I'm trying to show the light coming off the water. Reflecting. A little bit more water, very small touch. Let's get a finer brush. Where is it? Okay, so just stack the stuff on my table. See how this one is? See how fine that point can be? It's not super perfect, but I think it's closer than these others. I'm taking a little bit of water into that mica spray. I'm pulling up a little bit more of the blue. Dry it off. Pull it across. And pull a little bit more on there. Again, it's a very transparent color, the interference is. And I've got graphite under there, so I want to be careful about pulling that too far across. I think that's pretty close to where I want it to be. I'm pulling just a touch of gold here again. I know, I just went over it. I just went over it and over it and over it. That's how you get good layers, guys. There. Reflecting very nicely. Is there any work that I need to do up in here? I don't think so. I think I'm pretty happy with this. There we go. Pull some deeper color down into that. There. Accentuate the fold. No reason why not to. It's part of it. Alright, now that we've got a little bit of wet on there, I am going to bring back a little bit bigger brush. A little bit more water on it. And pick up some of that mica spray and interference. And just drop it in there. It's mixing it with the blue watercolor brush. Take your time. Don't rush it. Gorgeous. Okay, we're going to pull a little bit more in again. As this sky is quite shimmery up here with this gold colors, let's pull some of that in too. And again, we're quite saturated. That piece of fabric is very saturated right now. And that's allowing us to put this color on without hurting anything. I'm just trying to make a more natural transition. Nice thing about using the same paint colors is that you can match them very easily. Dying. Judging. Dylan Thomas. Beautiful work. Now, I know that side doesn't match. I'm not worried about that at this point in time. Okay, what else do we have here? I need an actual palette is what I needed. My other one got ruined. The acrylic stuff. Oh, not gonna worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. Okay, let's go back here. How long do I have? That's gonna knock you guys over. Okay. Let's go up into what we're doing is we're pulling the vegetation. We're giving the vegetation sparkle. Now, this tree is more in the background, so if we give it too much of gold sparkle, it will pull it forward. We don't necessarily want that. We want cool colors to keep it in the background, right? But we can't fight with, see, this is already the blue interference in here over that. So let's just add a little more sparkle. This brush is a little bit wet still, wetter than I prefer, but it is allowing the paint to move pretty easily, so I don't think I want to worry about it too much. Thinking about my tree shapes. I'm just highlighting. Excuse me. The stabilo creates a low light. It creates the shadow, smoky shadow. We need to go back through sometimes and give our work a little touch of highlights. Just to bring it forward a little bit. I always had planned to do this. This is not something that is new. So don't be freaking out back home going, what is she doing? I knew I was going to do this. Okay. I'm not overworking it, I promise. Trying not to. Okay, highlights with some greens. Do this little guy. Do this little yard here. Park area. On the shore. We're also going to plop it in here. Let's see what we got here. Let's grab some of this green. A little bit of this. I can get that mica spray on there without getting too much paint on my paintbrush. It's pretty loaded right now. Pull it under here. So these are shadows. Need to stay dark. And then we're going to bring in little bits of highlight, right? Along the water's edge. Where the water might be, where the sunlight might be hitting it. I'm creating a bank. Trying to. The problem is that when you put, really, you put too much gold on everything, I don't know if I should be doing that, really, right? Yeah, so let's bring the golds forward, highlights forward, warm colors up front. Just little dabs of sunlight. Now, if I was doing a fine art painting, I would not do this all in one color. But I would still definitely be very cautious about, keeping, see how this is a cooler tone gold and a warmer tone gold. How do you create depth? Contrast, warmth, color, intensity. Let's see. Okay. Am I ruining it? Is it okay? I know it takes it more into an illustration aspect. This is definitely an illustration. This is not, photorealism by any means. So let's get this color, let's get the right color back in here. Get some of these guys highlighted. It's not that bright gold. I added a little bit of the blue to it. I mean, truly, I don't know if I would ever really finish this piece because I could keep adding on and adding on. I was just thinking, oh, you could paint in the darks too. Like, oh god, no. Now, I am giving it a little bit of highlight right there because I want your eye to get drawn back to that church. And we're not, since we're using transparent colors, it doesn't cover up everything that's underneath. What do you think? I think it's okay. So the only thing I don't like here is that this color has caused it to come in front of this large building. See how that works? Oh, hey, I know what I can do. Let's take it down. Take it down. Whoop. That was simple. Let's take it down with this color though instead. Again, remember this is always about adjusting color. Once you put something someplace, you kind of have to keep that consistent throughout. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and just pull in a little bit more contrast through here. Not a ton. Remember, we're just doing some little final touches. Because I'm crazy. Right? I'm putting some shadow in there, making some definition between those trees. Thinking of the tree shapes. Thinking of where that tree's going to go. Okay? Alright, let's get some highlight in that water. Okay, let's pull this guy out again. Grab our watercolor. Grab a little bit of this blue that's over here. I want this to be as bright as I can. A little bit greenish under there, it's alright. Alright. Oh, here I actually was just taking white to it. Okay. Alright, let's grab some white. These are really cheap paints. I don't know if I really suggest using really cheap paints. You can. They're what's sitting here right now, so. I probably should put more paint out, but I really don't have that much time to paint right now. I should actually be using a full palette of color. Let's see what we got here now. Okay, so let's grab that blue interference. Let's grab some white. Now, white is an opaque color, and we're adding a transparent color to it. And this needs a little bit more sunlight. When I add this yellow to that blue, it's going to create green though. So, what color do I want? I think that's closer to the color. I want it as white as possible because I want to really make that water shoreline pop. Right? Okay, let's grab some more interference in there. Let's grab some of the gold interference just because it's a warmer tone. I want it to come forward. Alright, that's made it a really,
chalky color. Chalky's not good. So you always have to be careful with white, and that's why if you buy a better white instead of a cheap white, you will have less chalkiness. That is a true fact. There is a reason why paint is more expensive than other paint. And quality of paint does make a difference. And I know that you guys are mainly here doing altered books, but the reason why I can't learn a little paint theory while you're at it. Let's make some. Oh, brushes of sunlight over the top of this here. I'm not worried about it being super level and flat because I want to show movement in the water. Okay. Water does not sit. Hello, 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 hello. I just put out a quick little palette here out of these cheap, this cheap acrylic paint set that I got at Walmart. And Steffi here. By the way, I don't have a whole lot of time to work this morning. I just put a wide range. I'd like to keep my cool tones together and work to my warm tones. Although this is technically a cool tone, it still fits within that range. Rainbow is a pretty good way, and focused on autumn colors. Sorry, I have not had enough coffee yet. Where do I want to put that? I like for you to be able to watch me mix, but on the other hand, we got to keep the book in the forefront and try to keep the paint out of the book. Okay. Hopefully you're in view there. Got the lights on. Okay. Let's look here and see where we're at. And I can see right off the bat. I want to do just, this is the blue iridescence. Interference, I'm sorry, blue interference. It's very iridescent. Just bouncing some color. Bounce. Okay, we're gonna bring some light back in here, right? Very lightly. Highlighting the shoreline. If you look at lakes and rivers, there's almost always a highlight on the other edge of the bank, followed by low light right next to it. It's the blue iridescence. It's just in that cobalt. And I want it all to lead up to that church. So I'm giving that the most sparkle. And to make it dark, so you have to make your lights, you have to have dark, right? For water, try to keep things linear. Okay, one more pounds of that across the front here too. Okay, I think where the dark's darker, we're going to push it just a little bit more. And then back into your lighter color. I don't really like to ever use pure white, but that's going to be required here in just a second. Little waves. Okay, I could have said something all day, obviously. Added a little bit of water to my palette, but it was too much water. So now that's a pretty good mix for exactly what color's in there. And I'm just trying to work this piece in a little bit more. Trying to bring a little bit of brightness in here. Inside the lake's already a little dark, huh? My love. And I don't want to obsess over it too much here because sitting bad. Sitting bad for my knees again. I get my feet healed up and then have knee issues again. Just had luck with that this year. I'm stabilizing my hand. But I'm shaking. Yeah, me too. Most people do. So stabilize yourself just a little bit. Gold in there. Warm that up a little bit here. And this one has a little bit different coloring in it, and I like the variety of that. I don't want to cover all of that up. Well, of course, I probably will, because this is kind of how I am here. I could create reflections if I wanted to, I suppose. I don't think I want to. Well, all right, let's do a little bit of touch up on these. A little bit of gold in there. So I have the blue already in my brush. I'm just loading it up on top of there. And it's a little bit too green. Warm. This blue is not the... This yellow is not the warmest yellow, honestly. I'm just thinking about shapes. Different shapes. Little shoreline. Colors around the shoreline. And fall. So the only thing that's happened is everything's kind of become the same tone down here. You don't really want to use too much pure paint, because it does stand out as pure paint. Counteract that by this. Let's make that into a rock right there. How about that? Let's make this too short. I'm gonna cut bank. I'll take a bank. Let's see if we can do it. Such fun. Almost got my paints out this weekend. It's very close. Careful when adding white to crimson. It will come out very pink if you mix it too much. A little gold. A little of the gold interference. See, this is what I would do, except for on a painting that was monsters. That's how I work. That's how the crazy girl does it. That was cool. It was pretty damn cool when it was done. Sorry. Okay, there's that color. Nice. Some of the bushes go back in there. Shapes. Okay, there's a big glob of red right there. Should dry first. There's some globs of paint there. Too much red. You can't get it in there. What time is it? Am I done? I can still see there's a 7 first, but that's about it. Of course, then I see this side over here. Oh, I can adjust those a little too because I'm obsessive. I just want it to look as good as I can possibly make it. So if that's obsession, that's really not a bad thing. And I really need to quit saying that. Okay, I gotta let that dry. I got all the paints in there. I had a good adventure this weekend. It was kind of, never as fun to travel alone. But I am perfectly capable of doing it, right? Anybody who knows my story knows that. I don't prefer to travel solo. Sure as heck I'm not gonna sit home. No, boring. Now, this has Stabilo on it, I can tell, with the smokiness here. And I want to be very careful not to drag that Stabilo through the paint. And to just work on some highlights through here. Get a little extra shape. A little extra color through here. Sunlight's coming from this way, right? Always remembering where my sunlight's coming from. Always thinking about that. How, how are trees shaped? What makes a tree round, I think it's a perfect opportunity for a little stump right there. I think I started it. There's a lot of water in my brush right there. It's okay though. We don't need any harsh lines. And I don't really want to touch through here too much, because it's actually quite beautiful as it is. If I can get a little more fire in there, that'd be great. Let's get some brightness back there. That's a beautiful piece. It's just kind of sitting there. All right. Just a little island right there. Like that. Okay, I think that says 8. 11 possibly even. Dang it. This thing is just kind of staring me in the face these days. And I know that I want to go through and finish up, but as it sits there, I just like, oh, dread sitting there. And once I get into it, I'm like, oh yeah, here, I can do this, I can do this. This has been a very hard piece to conquer. Put it that way. And I'm just kind of grabbing whatever paint is there on my palette. Pretty much a pure paint because I want this to be as bright as I can through here. Let's give a little bit of ground right there. have to be careful with colors on your brush because when you dip it into brown, it takes everything down to this very dark color. Which you might not want, right? So always focusing on shapes. It's a nice shape right there. I like that. The fiery bushes. I love little red fire bushes. Don't use fan brushes, guys. I know Bob Ross loved them. Yeah. Or teachers hate them. Put it that way. They really hate them. Oh, never forget that. This huge, beautiful painting. And teacher, why are you using fan brush? Take that out of your. Do not ever use a fan brush ever again. But don't use a fan brush. Okay. Now this whole painting, it was a 24 by 22. It wasn't one of my fullest, biggest ones. Points out a 2-inch by 2-inch section. He's like, this part's good. The rest of it's crap. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Now that my spirits are completely shattered. But, you know, I never used a fan brush ever again. Ever. I think they were cheating. They were. It gives a very uniform line. It doesn't. It's not pleasing. He had a point. It was a good point. There's that little color right in there. Who knows what's back there, right? A little bit too much iridescence right in here, so we're gonna bring that down a little bit. There's a little more color here. Break that line up just a touch. This guy with blue, purple, less purple. Okay, this guy will come back here. And this guy needs some light right there. Okay, I gotta get a shower. Unfortunate, because I'm on a roll right now. I feel good. And some of that blue, touch that green. Pretty close, huh? Darn close. Okay, let's create a bank again. Go. Alright, I got that color. Let's lighten it up here a little bit. Okay, and we're gonna bring some definition in here. Sounds like there's a tree back here that we're highlighting the back of. Oh, look, I just created a back bank. Oh, cool. And let's create one over here. Nice. Now this is a much bluer portion of the river. Oh, that's just as blue as that is. Let's see, this got yellow because of the sunlight coming through. So I might bring some of that through there. I'll have to look at that. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I got the palette ready. Got a couple brushes here to work with. Got a fresh cup of coffee. Only number 2 of the day. Oh, so hot. Oh, coffee is so good. All right. Let's see. Oh, nice little fine lines here. I'm just trying to add in little slivers of light. Truly, those slivers of light should be as bright as possible, so yellow being the brightest color on the spectrum. Just trying to pop in little teeny tiny bits. I think my other page I have too many. I went a little overboard with yellow, and I don't like how that turned out. In fact, let's add a little bit of gold to that, a little interference. Try to get some true sparkle in there. Again. Try not to make them too uniform. Okay. Bring a little touch of dark underneath of them. I'm looking for flat spaces. Give a little extra contrast. Okay, now this one, which I worked on yesterday morning, got too yellow, so we need to go through and bring in the darks back in. For my darks, I'm using a mix of purple and blue. Too much water on the brush. Not enough paint, and that's the difference between cheap paint and good paint. Right there. And cheap paint dilutes differently than expensive paint, or heavy body paint. And so in order to make that be light, I have to bring in the darks. As you've heard me say now many times. Taking it back to blue. Okay, where's my rest? Oh, I moved it. That's why. Oh, this thing is screwing me up too here. I find I'm starting to tuck my knees back under again, and as we know, I had knee problems in the beginning of the year for that very, very, very reason. It just looks flat. It looks flat to me, folks. I know you probably don't get it, but it's part of who I am. Too much water. All right, let's bring these little bushes real quick and see. A little bit of blue back in there, so it's kind of changing that color to it's got a little bit green in there. It's good. I'm just loading up different colors in here. Trying to take away the white choppiness. And sometimes if your white does get too chalky, just put a quick wash over the top of it. Like this. Washes a diluted paint mix. So here, that's a very chalky color. And I like this gold that I have in my brush right now. It's really pretty. It's very chalky. Got some dimension to this little tree. It's kind of bizarre right there, but I guess I like it okay. Getting dimension. Good color. Let's bring out this rock right there, shall we? Let's put a little umber, a little burnt sienna, and white. We want a good rich color. It's not too orange, so I took the opposite of orange, added a little blue. I wanted a thicker color, not quite so see-through. And we're back to umber again. See, the thing about adding this white is it just changes everything to that white, chalky color. I don't like that color. That one's pretty good. Okay, we're going to have a highlight on the front where it's along the water. Gets the most sunlight. Alright, cool. We're going to have a dark underneath. So it comes around. Let's go a little darker here. Get some dimension. Alright. Let's throw a highlight of blue on that edge. I take down that darkness right through there because it's not, it's a little jarring. It was a little too abrupt. I'm going to bring some little path indicators up here. Go even. The darkness needs shadows and highlights. like that better, huh? Just taking that down a little bit. There we go. All right, this is the one that has about 5, 6, 10 layers of paper on it. Oh. Okay, what color did I just have on my brush? Kind of that muted blue. And so delineate a little bit more of this. I'm getting a weird glare on here. My hair's in my way. Trying to let these bangs grow out. Oh, yeah. Don't get bangs. Truthfully, my hairdresser tried to talk me out of it, and go away, I want them. Stupid. You don't really want them. You just think you want them. Okay, so that's the color that we want right here. Right. Nice. You can see how one side of the brush has the light, the gold, and the bottom has a darker color. Nice. Nice little drops in there. Okay, so I've already worked on a lot of these trees back in here, I think, because I'm pretty happy with the color tones that they are. I'm going to go through and bring in a little bit more groundwork here. I have to be careful of what color I put in here, because anything that is going to be too bright, I'll pull it forward, and we want it all to just kind of sit back here in this background, subtly. Well, that was not the color it was supposed to be. I think those colors through there are pretty good. I want to get that paint on everything. Red and green are going to make brown, right? But if I want to tone down that red, because I want it to sit back there instead of up here, I have to add a little green to cool the color. See? Now, I wouldn't normally suggest taking it across everywhere, but since this is on the same line of the horizon, and since these are essentially about the same tree, it creates harmony to use the same color across the board. Just be careful not to ever really overdo that. All right, so now I'm going to try to come with a little bit brighter mustard. And add a few more highlights in there. I guess it's kind of ketchup mixed with mayonnaise colors. Just trying to add a couple more little highlights in here. Building, always building on the layers, right? And here I'm going to bring in, all right, where's my white bulb here? So now remember, this is still a very grade tone compared to these tones here. Okay, let's bring it in. Bring it in. What the heck is that sound out there? Okay, so these guys are still pretty well in the shadows here. I should probably just stay back in the shadows. I'm doing the driest of brush over the top of them. All right, I like that. I don't like that blob right there. Which one? Is that one right there, that little tree? Let's bring a little gold interference in there. Crimson. Crimson. There. A little white. I hope you can see my color palette over there that I'm mixing off of. Just a little ground cover. All this stuff all has to sit down in there. I like that color, obviously. I'm just kind of dragging it through. Gotta have something interesting on the ground. There. Okay, enough with that. I gotta not just completely futz with this thing all the time, because I would be painting on this one for the next 10 years. All right. This guy has a lot of sparkly on it. I'm just gonna bring a little bit of this rusty color in over here. Very dark under here, so I'm just kind of softening that color a touch. It's a good color. It's rust. Let's bring some blue in under here. Just a little touch of water on that brush. Bring in this blue here. Okay. Let's get this brown very loosened up. Not too horribly brown. Cool it down a little bit. Load it up. Needs to be a little bit lighter. Not using white. Let's try the blue first. Maybe a touch of white. Okay, now I bring in a bit of rust. Or let's burnt sienna. Alright, again, a very thin brush. Paint. Just adding a few little stems here and there. Oh, here, put this guy in here. Stems. Let's call them trunks. Use your words. I don't want this to stand out too bright, so that's, I like the subtlety there. And you can always adjust as you go along. Just go back over it and make it be the right color. Adjust, 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 paint adjust, paint adjust. Very white. I got little cuts. Nice. This is muddy. Some gold. Ooh, that's a lot of gold. I'm like a gray blue right now. I want gray. So this color under here is really flat. Really flat. So this is a wash of just blue paint. I'm going back in and I'm making that flat color a little bit more blue. While trying not to drop my paintbrush onto completed work. See the difference just that little drop of blue makes? Let's just pop all of that back in the back there. This guy too, actually. I'm forcing shadows, what I'm doing. I'm forcing, by use of color, these things to sit in the background. When they are too warm, they come forward. And I just don't like flat color. Especially not in this book, right? It's anything but flat. I definitely don't want to do anything that leaves it flat. Definition, fine. I'm just jumping paint in there. Now, I see that as I adjust that, I have to go back through and adjust the highlights a little more. So we'll get a nice color here. Let's pop in some interference in here. Too much water. And a little bit lighter color. Got that. Let's try All right, we need a little brightness in that color now. That white just dulls everything so badly. Pretty. And as this paint dries, of course, it changes its colors. So all of this that I just went over ended up really kind of going down, toned down a little too much. Yeah, it's getting white. I'm supposed to be finished up with this. I think I will be finished up with this because I'm getting to where I'm dreading sitting down here at the table because, once again, this piece is taking forever to complete. This, I like all the colors. They're actually all pretty well harmonious. And that's a little flat right there. Gonna give a little more ooft. Oofta. Wrong color? A little bit wrong color. Okay, let's give it a little bit blue. Try to take it back down a step. Try to round it out a little. There we go. And oh, that page got a little mangledy, didn't it? Let's just do a little bit down into that corner there, into that edge. See what happens. Let's put a little brighter color in there with that. Put this guy into all the yellows. And now let's put some reds, because why not? Ooh. Throw some greens in there. Down here, get a little definition, a little change. Remember, I have a ton of paint on this brush. That's what it does, though. Okay, let's get some more paint in here. Let's get some color in there. Let's get some brighters. We got just what? Gold blobs, do we? Kinda. The gold blobs are okay. Okay, so I've just got a whole lot of different colors on here. And that green is just so intense. Don't like that. Wipe it off. Actually, I like that a lot better. Just that right there. Let's pull in some interferences, some gold. Pull it over the top of that. Pull it over the top here. A little brightness there. Anywhere where we want some definition. This does make me want to do a big painting again, by the way. Almost did one this weekend. Of course, I got on some crazy back road, and wasn't really a very convenient place to stop anywhere that was pretty enough to sit there and paint. I actually want to try some abstract landscape. Don't know if I can do that. I don't think I can, but I'd love to try it. It's kind of what I got a hankering for right now. Okay. I want to get that paint on the place. Almost done. Oh, got me at 8 o'clock. All right, this is really bright gold. I need to tone it down a little. But I don't want to take all the color out of it. So many random things sitting here on my desk. Let's see. Let's go with this yellow, as yellow as we can get it right there. Remember, we're just trying to take down that gold. I need a little bit brighter color in there. Just trying to take down pure gold without making it muddy or chalky. This all does, and I just had a lot of work done on it, over and over and over. It looks like it's cool. I love how it turned out. Okay, and then this has to be bright also, because this is in front, so this is going to be the closest to pure paint, non-diluted stuff we can get here. And remember, I had to rebuild this corner over here, so we got to get the colors adjusted. Put some blues in here now. All right, where was that blue tip I just did? There it is. Okay, and I want to wash it a little bit, so I need to dilute the paint a little. Let's pull a little bit of this nice rich brown in here. Okay, a little more white. Halfway. Halfway over here. Don't do it flat one color because we're trying to, show the forest floor here, right? Forest floors are covered with leaves and all sorts of cool things. Let's get some reds back in there and change those tones a little bit too. A little drop of water in there. Loosened up the paint a little, which is good. Okay, thinking about how that tree sits in there, dealing with that fold. Now, the gold is supposed to be in front of the red trees, but we have no rules, right? So let's just do a wash of color back there. Resize the trees. It's our universe. Remember that. Nobody has to tell you how to do anything in your universe. It's all you. You got this. Okay. All right. As much straight color right there as we can. Put there. Blend it all in. Actually, don't blend it all in. Try to leave it spotted. Spots of color. Get interest and contrast. Still trying to keep the shapes in mind. All right. Let's get her. Let's get her. All right. Opened up. Okay, I'm finishing this thing today, right now. I don't know if I want to mess with that water too much. I kind of like it like that. Kind of like it just like that. My paint's starting to get goopy, which I hate. Get some interference in there, some gold. There, let's get some highlights in these guys. Remember, this was where we had the piece of fabric, actually, I put over the top of that to try to repair this seam. Didn't work. Don't do that. Don't add, well, it worked fine on the back there. Just did not work for the front. Didn't work for one section. It worked for the whole bar, but not for just one section. Okay, thinking about how this tree shape is going to be here. All right, let's get some pretty reds. There's no need to cover up this whole piece of deli sheet because it's really actually very gorgeous deli sheet under here. String attached. Some darks in here. Oh, not like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, let's get them back into here. Am I sticking my hand right in my painted part? Yes. So all those colors went really flat. What the heck? Again, it might be the paint itself. It's really cheap paint. All right, how are we looking, guys? I like that. It's a rock right there. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit too red. How's it red? Let's see. There. Trying not to put more paint down, but I kind of need some white in there. Okay, I'm stopping for now. I'm gonna let this dry, and then we will come back and do a final flip through or color adjustment. This just got really bright red, of course, because I just put pure red on there. But on the other hand, this red has really been blending in and kind of mellowing, so it probably will do so again. And I have to get ready for work. Oh, it's at 8:30. I have to leave the house at 9. Huh. It's interesting how this got so crookedy. It's just this piece got built out a lot down here, a lot skinnier in the beginning. Ooh, let's not. All right, guys. Oh, now I need more highlights right there. Hi, what the heck? Okay, let's do, since I'm here, the paint's out. Let's just do some quick little drops here. Think of your tree shapes. There's a whole lot of sirens going on out there. Nobody needs to know what that really was in there, right? Is that the trunk of our tree? All right. Look what we have the capability of doing with this guy. Wow, that's kind of cool. I need to think about where I'm putting these a little bit better, but kind of fun. Some of which you can really just keep going forever. But actually, this would be better if I had some spots in there where you could see through. Yeah. Okay, I'm really going. Bye.
All right, everybody. I'm going to try to get this as glare-free as possible for you so that you can see what I got. Page 1. Or should I say, page 1, flip 1. Now this does not, oh, but it does there. See, which house? Alright. So then, we go over here. These houses. Uh-oh, but hold on. What if we... Here... I don't know how to show you all of this at once, really. I don't. I do try.
So my river all runs lake. I guess it's my lake. Want it to feel like you're walking along the lake. So you can also have this here. This here. This here. This here. And this end that really doesn't close over there yet. I gotta move this water. Forgive me. Okay. So, coloring. Hopefully you can see the coloring. Still doesn't go over there. So that goes there too. So that lake matches with that lake. That goes there also. The cathedral. The coloring's a little bit better that way, isn't it? Now this guy can go in here. In there. Cityscape at twilight. Thanks for going on this journey with me. I really do appreciate the support everybody has given me all the way along the line. Your comments have been very inspiring and kept me motivated to continue to work on this puppy. It was tough, but what fun, huh? Alright guys, please leave a comment. And I'm sorry if I don't get back to your comments for a while, but I've had a lot of stuff going on lately, so I've got some exciting stuff going on too. But I'll tell you about that once it happens. Okay, let me see if I can get you close up. Oh, look at that. That's some detail. There it is. All right. See you, everybody.